The Ninjago sets this year have been weird to say the least. The theme had the budget split up between Dragons Rising, Legacy, and Legends, and unfortunately, Dragons Rising got the butt of that, with Legends and Legacy taking a lot of the budget this year. We can especially see this in the January set wave for Dragons Rising, as the ninja don't have their claws and we're missing the fire and ice monsters. So, my plan in this video is to completely revise the January Dragons Rising wave, as if LEGO just had a little bit more budget to squeeze out. Just as a disclaimer, I'm only modifying the January wave in this video. You guys will see a video changing to the summer wave when part 2 comes out in the fall. Or maybe not. It actually depends on how well the summer wave represents part 2. Anyways, let's get started with the video. The first thing I want to change is the minifigure distribution. I'm actually not opposed to the ninja having one base and one full Draconis form within the sets, except for one character, Zane. Zane appears in one set in full Draconis form and 2 sets in base form, being the Ninja Vehicle Treehouse and the Archdragon of Life. Meanwhile, the only set that Lloyd appears in is a spinner, making that version of Lloyd all day exclusive. So, I'm going to cut Kai from that Treehouse battle, and yes, I know that he has a bike in that set. You'll understand my reasoning for that in a bit, and I'll be replacing him with Lloyd. And I'm going to replace Zane within the Archdragon with that base form Kai. Now, there's also 2 missing ninja from these sets, being Wildfire and Frack. Now, Wildfire has many sets that she's appeared in, even with or without shoulder pads, and she has her own full set in the summer wave. Meanwhile, Frack has only one minifigure appearance in a very overpriced set that came out last year. So, I'm going to replace Sora in the mini Kai mech with Frack, so that there's a nice and cheap way to get him. 2 other characters are the fire and ice monsters. They only appear in the summer wave, and I think that there's a perfect way to insert them into this set wave. I'd remove the earth monster from the Kai mech and put in the fire monster, and then I'd add an ice monster into the Ryu set to add a bit more value for $45. The final minor thing I'd like to talk about is Empress Beatrix. She appears in the summer wave, and I know some of you think, why not just put her in the winter wave? But actually, it'd kind of be a spoiler to show that Beatrix would return in the winter wave, since the winter waves usually get revealed in December, so that's kind of before the show comes out, so I'm keeping her in the summer wave. Now for the actual contents of the sets, not counting the spinners, as, you know, they're gimmicks. First of all, every set will have a full set of golden claws for the Dragon Ninja. You know, those same claws that are in the summer wave. Yeah, I think that if LEGO did have the extra budget, they would have included the golden claws in the January wave. The next thing I'd want to tackle is Ryu. In the show, he has a very distinct head for his adult form, whilst in the set, they gave him his original head, which kind of made him look like he had 2 jaws, and I think that's really weird. So, I drew this. It utilizes that top jaw, bottom jaw system that LEGO introduced with Core in 2022. For the jaw, I used part 72362. Well, the head is a custom drawn part, as I'm not a 3D modeler, but it is meant to align with that same system. I actually do think that the rest of the Ryu set is pretty good, except for the head, and I also think that the community agrees, so I hope that this serves as a more satisfactory replacement for what we got in the original set. The final and biggest thing I want to fix is set 71857, Ninja Vehicle Treehouse Battle. This set, I genuinely think, is the worst set of the year. Yes, worse than the 4+ sets, worse than the X1 Ninja Charger. There's many reasons for it, but to keep it simple, Kai has another oversized bike. Mind you, he already has a bunch of sets this year. The set is just generally ugly, and it's not worth the price at all. So, what I did is transformed it. Firstly, I removed the Kai bike. I told you there was a reason why I switched Kai out from this set, whilst keeping the Zane helicopter, as I generally do think it's one of the only good things from the set, and it actually appears in the show, so that's a bonus. And then I rebuilt the treehouse from the ground up, instead creating 2 treehouses, one treehouse with a helipad and a little room, and another with just a temple. Now, this is just a sketch, but how about I show you the real thing I built using Bricklink Studio? Well, here it is. It comes in at about 880 pieces with 6 minifigures and 2 Akona. Also, please don't mind the fact that Jay doesn't have the claws. I didn't really like how the Wolverine claws looked on Studio, so I just decided to give him a katana. In this brick built form, I turned that room on the right into a tea house, just like how the original had. And the temple has weapon racks for the Akona and a painting canvas for Zane. It also has a feature where there's a barrel that can hold rocks that can be tipped over on either side of the temple, so you could either have it attack on the back or on the front. I also actually tried to make it in scale with the Archdragon of Life. I don't have that set, and I'm not actually so sure that it works, but if you were to build it, which you can, I have the link in the description for the studio file, hopefully you should be able to have it like how it is in the show, where you can have the Archdragon talk to Lloyd and Aaron and Euphrasia. Well, that's about it for today's video. If you have any more suggestions for things you'd want to fix in the January sets, please let me know in the comments. I might even include it in the part 2 video, again, if that comes out. But anyways, it is summer break for me now, so hopefully you guys should be seeing a lot more videos coming from me. I do have at least one more video in the works, but again, I hope to be posting videos all throughout the summer. You can also find me on Instagram. It's in the description. I didn't plug it in the last video, but I'm gonna plug it here. And yeah, genuinely, I'm done now. That's it. Bye.